like I said I was gonna do. Here we go. The first workout, the first warm-up of the day.
Who didn't work as hard as you did. You lose on a bad call or a bad play, someone else will get the job. A pandemic will wipe out your season. Your bank account, you're clear. Yet, the prize at the end of that race remains so compelling, so addictive, so gorgeous. We keep running and stumbling and sacrificing and competing to catch it. It's exactly what you're talking about, right?
It's exactly what I'm talking about. I couldn't describe it any other way. You just look at it. It's not, everybody, how many times have you heard it? It's not fair. It's not supposed to be fair. It's not supposed to be fair. Winning is not supposed to be fair. Life is not fair. There's nothing that's going to guarantee that win. But the only thing that's going to guarantee that loss is if you don't get in this race. How many people, and we talk about this all the time, about the fears and emotions and like, you know, just getting, just going for it. Just like, here it is. Look at yourself. You moved 3 different times in probably the last 6 months for whatever reasons you've had, all right? And you literally packed up and moved, like here I'm going, here I'm going, here. You got people that won't move themselves out of a chair. We literally move families' lives, and there's really a fear behind every single one of those, but there's no doubt.
Right. That's really well said.
There was no doubt.
That's really
everything that you've done and everything that I've done, there's always been a little fear, and the fear is what allows us to be like, you know what? I'm gonna throw myself over the edge. I'm going to do this, but I have no doubt of what the end result is going to be.
I think that's 3.
I do a group of guys, influencers. One of them you were with this morning, about 4 weeks ago. We kind of went around the table like, what moves you? And one guy's like, hey, my dreams, you know, my confidence, my this. And so it got to me, and I think probably at that, well, anyway, I'll just say that at that table, I said, hey, I'll be honest with you, I'm still afraid. I'm still afraid. They're like, you're afraid, you got this, you got that. I said, no, man, I'm still afraid. And it's a real afraid. It's not something I'm trying to conjure up. It's like a real afraid that I have. However, I think that successful people have this really unique nuance of like tons of self-confidence combined with enough humility to want to keep working and learning. It's a really unique, we both know people that are super confident but don't have that dose of humility where they want to work hard and want to be coached, right? And then you also have the people with all the humility in the world, but they don't have the confidence and they're not going to need it, right?
You coach people at all different levels. Your most successful people are your most coachable.
That's what I call a warm-up.
What about when you train Kobe? You say something in sports. So like, there's layers to this that only
Warm-up 2.0, let's get it.
Would know too. But so many people are governed, like what we're really describing right now is they're governed by their emotions. Their emotions rule their lives, right? And you talk in the book about mindset and thoughts being bigger and more important than that. So this is so huge what he's about to share with you right now, because right now some of you, you're driving right now, or you're on a treadmill somewhere, or you're watching this on YouTube, and you're being governed by your emotions. It's literally dictating the direction of your life, your effort, your belief level, your confidence, all of it. But the highest level winners do what?
Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Think about every poor decision you've made in your life.
I hit myself with this shit.
There was more emotion that was involved in it than there was love. Every single one. Think about it. Your feelings keep you in bed. Your mind tells you, get up. Think about it. Every single day, your mind is the one that tells you, get up. Your feelings like, an extra 30 minutes. Don't worry about it. Well,
I can tell you this, every bad decision.
You and I both. You and I both. Every single one. Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Listen, it's not a popular decision. You are going to piss a lot of people off.
Yep.
All right? Are you going to piss them off for the short term? Or are you going to piss them off for the long term? I've had so many individuals, athletes, that I used to train back in the day, and I used to tell them, you're not good enough to go to this game.
You would evaluate them and do one of
I would tell you, you're not good enough to, but you can make a ton of money overseas. I said, what do you want to do? I said, overseas you can make, I said, you can literally, you can have a very long career, be extremely popular over there, live a nice lifestyle, and be successful for numerous years. But you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm telling you. 10 years come by, they're chasing the NBA dream, they don't make it. I run into them and they come up to me and say,
wow, that's really true.
So when you tell somebody the truth, so what's the first thing, anybody in a relationship, you go in a relationship with business, personal, whatever it is, the first thing I always ask you, honesty. Honesty is the most important until you're honest. Then the emotions get in, and then everything goes haywire. Then your mind has to be stronger than your feel.
That's awesome. You ever work with them? Just because I've never asked you to see them fight. So let's take Kobe and Jordan, the two physically phenomenally gifted dudes. mixed with all the things that you have in the book about winning. Like if you want to think like Kobe Bryant and what Tim Grover did, read the book. If you want to think like MJ and the things that you learned from MJ and then that you took to another level, read the book, right? Did you ever work with a guy, don't say who, I know you wouldn't, but did you ever work with someone as physically gifted as either one of the two of them that just lacked these things and so as a result we don't know who they are?
Numerous.
Really? As physically gifted?
Even more.
Wow.
Even more. They were by far not my most physically gifted athletes. I worked with athletes that were jump higher than MJ, who ran faster, who had better footwork than Kobe, but
Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were not the two most physically gifted athletes you've worked with.
no.
Whoa. Okay. And then so when you would work with these guys and you'd be pushing them in training, there was a different resistance or fatigue, or how was it different?
You know what? And how many times have you had people come up to you and say, "I'll do anything to get where you're at"?
Right. All the
5
time.
on each
Or,
side,
"I'll do anything
focus
to
on
get
one
there
arm,
until you
and the other 15
your definition of anything.
close.
Your definition of anything is different than my definition of anything. I'll have an athlete. It's very simple. When I first start with when I was training numerous, I said, "What time's the first workout?" I say 3:30. I'm like, okay. 3:30 a.m.
AM.
I wouldn't tell them a.m. or p.m. Tell them 3:30. Okay. So myself, my staff, we're sitting up waiting because winning doesn't sleep, and they doesn't understand why you do it. So we come back they roll in the gym out to leave 3:30. Like, what are you doing there? They're like, you said 3:30. No. You got the wrong time. And I said, when does a new day start? And they look at me and goes, I said, no, a new day starts at 12 midnight.
That's right.
That's a new day.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You get it 5 more.
What are you ready for?
Oh, the first set.
And even if you tell them, hey, MJ did this, Kobe did this, if they don't have it, they don't have it.
They don't have it.
Do you think it's a lack of obsession? Like you said, you've referenced a couple times, like sleep at night, your bed doesn't sleep and all that. One of the things that, I'll be honest, there's a lot in the book that hit me. If you guys go get the book, Winning, Tim Grover, real simple. Get it anywhere books are sold. But there's this part of the book, man, it almost made me cry audibly reading it, but I did get water in my eyes, and when I get water even explaining it to you, where you're talking about being asleep and that you get the
Abs.
That's obsession. That's obsession. And I love to use your plane story as an example. You went from a very nice size plane to even a bigger plane, but it's still not your 747.
That's right. It's true.
It's not your 747.
Yeah.
Right? That's an obsession. That's a healthy obsession.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gets you out of bed. That's what allows you to, when you get out of bed, when all the skeletons are lined up next to you and telling you, you can't do this, you're not able to do this, you're not able to do this. You get up every single morning and you shake their hands and give them a hug and say,
Yep.
what do you got for me tonight?
Exactly.
I got you. Because you're a part of me.
Mm-hmm.
You're a part of me. And people put it's funny. Winners
10
bring
holding,
all of them
10 gripping.
wherever they go. And most individuals, the best part of them, the thing that allows them to win, the thing that allows them to be obsessive, the thing that allows them not to care what other people think, the things that allow them to deal with hatred, the things that keep them going when nothing else will, they keep in their closets. The best part of them, they keep in it because they're worried, what are people going to think about me if I let those things out? I always say this, all right? Everyone says, I'm afraid to become that person.
Yeah.
You should be more afraid not to become that person.
After the touch toes.
Become that person. You're a big thing about, meet, I want to, at the end of the journey, I want to meet my better half and say, hey, what did you leave behind? Or like, hey, this is the person.
Shake hands with him.
Shake hands with him. If you can't become that person, you're never going to be able to shake that person's hand.
Yeah, I'd much rather, I live in more fear I live in way more fear of not becoming that person than I am about not trying to be him. Big time. But I do have, I want to stay on this for a minute, I get these visitors at night too that you get. So,
Fuerte. Soy poderoso.
I don't want people to think that winning is all like rosy and glory and beautiful.
It's nothing.
It's really not. And I'm not even, you have to know this. Here's the real, never said this on the show. You have to really know these truths so that you can actually decide you still want to win.
Yeah.
Right? Because what does come with
That
becoming...
was
They don't want to win.
Guys, we're now listo. The first set,
They're trying to
triceps.
balance, they're trying to fit in. What do winners do? Very few of them have balance in their life. Maybe after they become successful, they try to balance a little bit more. There is no balance early. They don't care what other people think. They're extremely obsessive. They know it. And they don't mind telling you that they're chasing the next win because that's what fuels them. But when people come to you and say, you've had enough, you know, why? Slow down, unwind. I don't know about you. I do know about you. I should say that. We are at our most uncomfortable when people tell us to unwind. We like to be wound up. we like that. That's like a part of that. We have our unique ways of unwinding. We don't need anybody to tell us to unwind.
My favorite way of unwinding is having some tequila with a buddy of mine who's another winner and talking about doing more winning.
Right.
I was on Andy's show and I said winning is more fun than fun is fun.
I remember that.
And I just really believe that. Like, it's actually what I like. Like, I like the pursuit of winning. I like the, I like.
Yo, so I was going over my trades and I was going over the video that I was gonna upload, right? The drive talk, and also this video will be right after the workout that I mentioned in this drive talk, right? So this video will be right after the drive talk, which I'm editing right now. But I did have to say that I was gonna go over my trades today. I was gonna go over my first trade, which was USDJPY, which I already wrote myself why I took the trade, which is I take screenshots of every trade that I take and I keep track, right? So look, for the month of February we were doing good until now. We started a losing streak, and then yesterday I went ham. Yesterday I lost 70 pips within 3, 6, 9, 12 trades. I only got one win. I should have stopped trading right after I got the first one, but look. Now next time my first trade is ever a win, I'm gonna stop trading for the rest of the day. Look at this. I got 15 pips and then I gave them right back to the market. And then bruh, I ended up losing 70 pips for the day yesterday. Total fucking emotional positions. Right after GJ had it. No, this is today's trade, second trade. Right after GJ had him, my stop loss on 15 pips. I fucking went ham and super emotional, and I started getting out and getting in and over leveraging, and that's what led to that minus 70 pip meltdown. But today's trade was USDJPY. I should actually, you know what? I'm gonna record myself. Well, I'm gonna record the screen. I'm hop into the screen mode. to the live, and I had literally just explained why I got both of these trades, but I'll go over it kind of. So USDJPY obviously failed to break highs above 149,500, like I said in here. If you paid attention to the text, price formed the support, but you can see this wasn't really a support because price failed to break highs. We had this huge wick right here failing to break highs. We didn't bullish engulf, and we came back to test the support again. We came back to the upside again, 149,500, and what did price do? It failed to break highs again. And then right after this, we had the break of structure that I talked about earlier, right? We had the break of structure, and we tested this strong low. If we come to the 30-minute and the 15-minute, we can see what that is strong zone, right? It's a big wick on the 30-minute. So even if you just draw it out, you can see that it's a pullback that gave us this full push. So as soon as price tested this pullback again, we failed to break highs. If price was really bullish, price should have continued flying here. But what did it do? It failed to break highs and created a lower high. This is around where I entered, went into a little bit of drawdown. But look, price is already going back into profit, and we're not breaking highs. So we're not breaking highs. What are we doing? We're breaking lows. So we're not looking for price to ride down all the way to 148,600 before we have any maybe a rejection back to the upside. But we're gonna take profits here, or we have a continuation, a break below, and we have a continuation. Right, we could break below bearish engulf, lower high, and continue, or we could reject, test, and continue back to the upside. But we're looking to ride all the way to 148,600 on UJ and USDCAD. The first trade was a full stop loss hit. Price on the 4-hour candle, on the 1-hour candle, bearish engulfed below this. Obviously, strong buys, weaker buys, right? So price was getting weaker. I went in, and price, boom, hit me with my full fucking stop loss with news. But that wasn't a problem because look, price was reacting to this wick and still failed to break highs. And if price does break these highs, it will continue back to the upside. So this is the point of no return. And look, right after I entered, the 1-hour closed bearish engulfing, and boom, price melted for 20 pips. And right now we're currently floating 15 pips. Let me show you. The account went through some hectic this week, but we're gonna bring it back up. And these are the trades that I'm still writing. Like I said, no fugazi. Trades are still running. I'm looking for this trade to drop another 80 pips, and UJ another 70 pips. Peace and love to anybody watching this. And yep,